It's the afternoon, Thursday the 16th of April. Just come down the walkway there from the marina, as a couple of the boats from the marina have actually come out onto the Shropshire Union, as there's a problem in the marina at the moment with the fuel pump, and these boats need fuel. Indeed, we were going to bring Chugabug out and get some, but we thought, nah, we'll leave it. We're not too bad at the moment, as the fuel boat Houseboat is on its way down the Shropshire Union. So I've just come out now. Sandy's just walked up to our friends that are on their boat down there, waiting for Houseboat, and she's got Chippendale down there, but I just wanted to catch it as it was coming up the cut. Beautiful afternoon, absolutely stunning. Just when you're down here at the canal, just helps you forget actually what's going on in the world at the moment, as this is a completely different world. Yeah, we are really gutted that we can't move, Chugs, and also that we're not going up to Llangollen. I realise that we're not on our own, and we could be isolated in worse places. I realise there's a lot of people that are stuck in their houses, in housing estates, or even flats without gardens, so it's very restrictive. So it's nice to have this on our doorstep, and to actually have a lovely surroundings that we can stretch our legs and go out for our daily walk. So it is nice, we do appreciate it, but like the rest of you, at times the four walls of Chugabug do seem very small, but not very often we're inside. Of course, in this weather we're outside, but looking at the forecast for the weekend, I think there's going to be some bad weather, so it looks like we'll be spending quite a bit of time inside. So keeping an eye out now, get a bit nearer the bridge, and hopefully we can get Houseboat to show you. Yeah, well, I'm just at bridge 112, bridge 112 on the Shropshire Union. It's going to need a bit of TLC shortly, this one, I think. When you think of all the old working boats and the horses that have passed under this bridge, and obviously the boaters, men and women, because obviously during the war, when the men went off to fight in the war, the ladies of the country were running the waterways. So yeah, sometimes I wish these bridges could talk and tell their stories. No sign of Houseboat yet, but I'm sure she's not far away. Well, I just thought as we were waiting, this is on top of bridge 112. Been a while since any cattle or anything has been over this bridge, I think. But yes, Shropshire Union in all its glory. Lovely old bridge. And of course there's Beeston Castle off in the distance. Well, I may be wrong, but I just heard the clank of some gas bottles and what sounds like an old working boat coming from over there, so that could be Houseboat on her way now. Still no sign as such. I can definitely hear something going on over there. Well, I do believe I was right. Here she comes. I do love the sound that these old boats make. And there she is, full of coal, kindling, gas and fuel, fenders and little bits and bobs. Every boater's needs. Yes, Houseboat was actually built in 1936 and in fact was started on the 3rd of June and completed on the 26th of June. So in total 23 days to make this magnificent boat. As she approaches the boats, the lady of the crew is getting the rope ready to moor up. The boat is now powered by a Lister engine, which was manufactured in 1960. And according to the crew of Houseboat, the fuel boats are now doing a roaring trade on the waterways, as obviously fuel is hard to come by, and several marinas are in fact closed for the lockdown.
Oh, don't worry, Mark. Very, very rare ever misses.
I'll miss on all of them now.
They are a lovely sight to see on the waterways.
All right, won't go far.
Hello. How are you doing?
Now, at the moment, Canal Marina are letting all the boats just stay in there for now during the lockdown, which is great, but there's no telling how long they will stay open. That was very nice. I hope you enjoyed that. So, for me, it's back to Chug-a-Bug and a cup of tea. So the sun's just about going down now, and Ron has made us this for Chug-a-Bug. On the tiller, normally on our tiller, when we move the actual tiller arm, it's all rusty. All boats are the same, but he's made this with some Turk's heads, what's called Turk's head knots and twine on, just to dress up our tiller. So, doesn't that look smart? Thanks, Ron. Well, early hours, Friday 17th. Last night we were sat on the back of Chugs, just enjoying the sunshine, and then at 8 o'clock all the boaters once again showed our appreciation to the NHS and all the key workers here in the UK. And here in the village of Tatton Hall, we have a Tatton Hall news page on Facebook. And Sandy was reading it this morning that apparently the local villagers, people in the village, start their clapping and banging pans and everything when they hear the boats' horns going. They can actually hear the horns in the village, and they've actually commented to say that that's the spark that starts off the whole village doing their claps. So that's nice to know. Come on! Go on, Chipster! Go on! So that afternoon, Sandy and I decided to take the boys for a trot down the towpath down by the aqueduct. In fact, the same walk that I shared with you a couple of vlogs ago. It was noticeably cooler today as we did the walk, even though the sun was out, and the smell of all this wild garlic was lovely. We don't actually use it in our cooking, as we don't know what's been over it. Even though you do boil it, I suppose it would be safe. And here we're just joining Bishop Bennet's bridal way. You try saying that when you've had a few. This blossom looked gorgeous in the spring sunshine, and what lovely buildings behind. They do look like horse stables to me, or they were once upon a time, but there are some lovely buildings along this little lane. It does seem strange as we walk past these lovely houses that most of the time Sandy and I and several of our friends are virtually mooring up just at the side of their back gardens. Well, later in the afternoon now, wind's getting up and I can feel the odd drop of rain on my head. It's not a very nice afternoon at all, so I'm glad Sandy and I took that walk nice and early. Yes, horrible afternoon, very grey, very overcast, doesn't feel too clever at all. Come on boys. So just taking them for their afternoon little walk and then back to the boat for another nice black and white movie, I think, and just chill out because it's cold and it's windy. Oh well, yes, had a lovely walk this morning though, really did enjoy it. It was nice to blow the cobwebs. We were quite tired though when we got back. It's only an hour's walk, but very enjoyable, very nice. Come on, chap. Go on, Chipster. There you go. Oh, you can't you? Go on, boys. Get in the warm. And then it was time to cook one of my favourite teas, yellow haddock. Cook it simply with just milk and a nice knob of butter. You only need to let it simmer for a couple of minutes on each side. Just turn it regularly and within 5 minutes you have yourself a lovely meal, although it does smell the boat out for a couple of hours after. This was a regular meal when I was a youngster, when I lived with my mum and dad, and then simply just serve in a bowl with some nice bread and butter to dip in the juice. Morning, Saturday morning, 18th of April, again, out with the boys. Been raining in the night. I slept like a baby. Doesn't mean I was up wetting myself all night. Just means that I never heard it, never heard a thing, but lots of rain on the boat. And as I'm walking around, everywhere's a bit damp and it's very, very cold. But I've just got off the phone to Malcolm. Just had a word with him and he's fine. He's doing good. I think he might be feeling it a little bit because he's on his own there, the same as the rest of us. But he'll be fine, and we just have to keep in touch with each other, just to keep an eye on each other. Come on, boys. They're going a bit silly this morning. But going back to my boat now. Very, very cold. Sandy's on a Zoom meeting with some Weight Watchers Club or Slimming World Club, and they're all meeting on Zoom, which is an app, which is brilliant because she normally goes there on a Saturday morning, but they all get together on the phone, so it's good. It breaks up an hour or two. It's good to talk, as Busby used to say, I think it was. It has been pointed out to me as well, a couple of my vlogs, my lip sync is like an old Japanese kung fu movie, and it's all out of sync. I am so sorry, but I have no idea what causes that. When I actually upload it to my gallery, the vlog, everything's fine, everything is working well. But it's after I've uploaded it to YouTube, it does it. I have no idea. It's probably the quality of the equipment that I've got. So hopefully when we can afford it and I can get better equipment, that might improve. So just accept my apologies, and I am sorry. I'll have to start learning Kung Fu. But looking at this weather today, looks like it might be a day to start learning the guitar. Even the boys are in a bit of a rush to get back to the boat this morning. It is very cold, very still, but very, very cold. Where's the doggy, Chip? Where's the doggy? Where's the dog? Where's the dog? Where's the dog? Have you got him, Chip? Dale's not impressed. What's he doing, Dale? Where's the dog, Chip? I truly worry. Well, it's about 7:15 Saturday night. Me and the boys going for our early evening little trot. Very dark and overcast over the marina tonight. Yeah, it's unusual to be stuck in this marina for so long, because as you know, we're normally out on the cut the majority of the time. But still, it's another week closer to the end of this lockdown, and then we can get back out again on chugs. We're missing our nights out sitting on the towpath, to be honest. Very strange, but it's been quite a nice day. Stayed in the boat for most of the day today because it has been cold and very overcast. But hope you're all being strong and sticking with it. It's, as I say, another day closer. So me and the boys will carry on with our trot. I hope me voice is in sync with me lips this time. But yeah, the Kung Fu's coming along well anyway. We'll catch you next time on Chugabug.